and food's my life. Whenever I make cupcakes, I always make the recipe that I'm about to show you today. I've made it many times and it's never failed me, so you have to have this recipe. Coming right up. So today I'm making my all-time favourite red velvet cupcakes. They're super trendy at the moment and they're very easy to make. What I love about this recipe is all you need is some dry ingredients, some wet ingredients, you mix the two together and the outcome is always sensational. The cupcakes themselves are always spongy and moist, and there's a cream cheese frosting that goes with it, and it just marries so well with the chocolate flavour of the cupcake itself. Okay, so let's get into it. I'll show you how easy this is. So the first step is we need to sift 2 cups of plain flour into our mixing bowl. Remember, it's always really important to sift all your dry ingredients to ensure that you have a better outcome when you're baking. So sift that in. To this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda. I'm going to keep on sifting, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. And finally, I've got 1.5 cups of caster sugar. So it's all been sifted through. I'm going to use a whisk now and give all these ingredients a good mix together. There, all done. Now I'm going to get started on the wet ingredients. So I'll put this aside, and in another bowl I have 2 eggs that I need to whisk lightly. With the same whisk is fine. To my eggs, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Then I'm going to add 200 grams of melted unsalted butter that has slightly cooled. Finally, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar and 1 cup of buttermilk. Now, make sure all these ingredients are mixed well. That buttermilk and that vinegar are going to work together to ensure that your cupcakes are really light and fluffy. Okay, how easy was that? So now I have my dry ingredients, my wet ingredients, and I'm just going to mix the two together. So make a little well in the center of your dry ingredients and pour the rest in. Really, this is super simple. This would be a great recipe for kids to do as well. All right, now ever so gently just start to fold these two together. And once it's been incorporated a little bit, you can give it a good stir. Okay, that's looking good and it's smelling really good too. Now, final step, it's time to add some red food colouring. Of course, this is what gives the red velvet cupcakes their name. So, this is up to you. I like to be really generous with my red colouring. So, I'm giving couple of good squirts in there, and I like to use the colouring gels because they don't water down your mixture very much. So I'm going to give that a good mix now to make sure that red is all evenly distributed throughout the mix. Okay, so I've given that a really good stir. It's a lovely red colour, and now it's time for me to fill my patty pans. So I have 2 trays prepared with my cupcake paper cups in there already, and I'm going with red just to match the whole red velvet cupcake theme. So I'm going to go ahead, half fill each of my little cups now, and then I'm going to bake these at 170 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. The best way to know when your cupcakes are baked and they're ready to come out is when you softly tap the top of each little one and the top springs back. When it springs back at you, you know they're done. Okay, so I've just put 24 cupcakes in the oven to bake. I've still got quite a bit of cake batter left over, and in the past I often make about 36 to 38 cupcakes with this amount. So if you're catering for, say, a children's party or a big morning tea, this is a perfect recipe because you get a lot of cupcakes from it. Now, I'm not going to ice my cupcakes tonight. I'm going to get them out of the oven when they're done, and I'm going to let them cool completely overnight. In the morning, I'm going to come back and show you how to ice these beautiful little cupcakes. Well, hello, it's a new day and my cupcakes have had plenty of time to cool overnight. And ideally, that's how I like to do it. I like to make my cupcakes at night time and then decorate them in the morning. So today I'm ready to frost these little beauties with some cream cheese icing. Now you've seen how easy this recipe has been so far. Just melt and mix. They came out beautifully. I think I've made about 33 altogether. And now you'll see that the icing is just as easy to do. All I have here is 500 grams of cream cheese, 120 grams of softened butter. I have 2 cups of icing sugar, sifted, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Sorry, vanilla extract. I always use the extract. Okay, so I'm just going to put all of this together and give it a good beat with my electric mixer. So let's just slide it in the bowl. Now before I add the icing sugar, I might just cream these together first. Just a little mix. That'll do. Just wanted to get them incorporated together a little bit. And now my icing sugar. Oops. And finally, the vanilla. Okay, so now I'm going to beat this until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so my cream cheese frosting has come together really nicely, and now I'm ready to pipe this onto my cupcakes. So now, let's do a little lesson in piping. All right, so I love using disposable piping bags. They are the best invention ever. So I buy myself a packet of these and I use them often. I have put a piping nozzle onto this bag and I'm ready to go. I'll just show you a little tip though. When I'm baking by myself, I've got no one to help me, and sometimes I need a bit of help putting the cream cheese into my piping bag. I use a large glass, or in this case I'm using a thick shaped cup, a milkshake cup, and I pop it in and I fold the top down and over. That way, it's standing on its own. All I have to do is spoon it in. The other trick is make sure the nozzle is laying flat so that the icing doesn't come pouring out. So pop it in and spoon it in. Now, once I fill this one up, I'm going to have lots of leftover cream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare another piping bag as well, because I don't want to be sort of stopping halfway and having to refill the piping bag that I'm already using. I just want another piping bag ready to go. Just push your cream down so that you see it on the end ready to go, and off you go. Well, there you go. 33 gorgeous little red velvet cupcakes ready to go. They look fantastic, and of course you can go as crazy as you want to with the decorating. You can put red sprinkles or whatever you like, but just that beautiful velvety moist chocolate cake with that gorgeous cream cheese frosting, they work so well together. Now, it would be a real shame to put these beautiful cupcakes in the fridge. Ideally, I always make cakes and cupcakes in the cooler months, and in the summer months I like to make cheesecakes and things that I can refrigerate. Just as soon as you put a cupcake or a cake in the fridge, it goes hard and dry, and that's just awful. I love my cakes to be super moist, so if you can help it, think about the timing and try not to put these in the fridge. And now, of course, it's your turn. Why don't you have a go at making these delicious red velvet cupcakes? And once you do and you see how easy it is, you will return and you will make this again and again. Now, if you want to have a go, look at the description box below where you'll find links to my website. From here, you can get all my recipes for free. If you join my mailing list, I'll send you all my recipes for free. Don't forget to like and share my videos, or better still, subscribe. That way, you'll always see what I'm up to in the kitchen. See you next time.